And we are live.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. First of all, happy Eid to all of you. May God give you the fight power to fight the inner demons within you. Welcome to the meeting number 315 of Turning Point Toastmasters Club. Hi, I'm Bill Bachani, the current Sergeant at Arms for TPTM. At Toastmasters, we provide a supportive and collaborative learning experience, empowering members to develop communication and leadership skills. The meeting is being recorded and it may not be possible to pause the meeting in between. Before proceeding further, few ground rules for each of the stakeholders involved. Firstly, starting with the audience. Don't disturb the flow of the meeting. It may result in removal without any warning. Please switch off any silent or please switch off or silent the noise making devices near you. Third, speak responsibly on topics related to sex, religion, and politics. Requesting you to keep the videos on, the audio off, and provide a thundering applause for role players. Be the kind of audience you wish to see for yourself. Now, coming to the role players. Firstly, a big applause for the role players because they have taken the rules. Timod, TTM, and GE. Please ensure a smart audio video check before handing over to the respective role players. As I have done, please rename yourself as the role you're playing and the name. Please see my name. And for the members who are not a part of the Toastmasters, Turning Point Toastmasters Club, please address your name, your club name, and then your name. Acquaint yourself with the role of a timer. Now, coming to some general rules. As we all are living in the world of emoticons, I encourage everyone to use them generously throughout the meeting. Second, please refrain to send chat messages to everyone or speaker on the stage. Please listen to the speaker with entire focus. Third, please unmute yourself only when required or asked. Fourth, after each section of the polls will be launched and the window is of 30 seconds, after which the polls will be closed. Telling that, I would like to now give the stage to the presiding officer for today, Utkarsh Sharma, who is playing the role in absence of Madhav. And first, a thundering applause for Utkarsh for playing the role in the absence of Madhav in such a huge short span of time.
Thank you so much, Vipul. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon to whichever part of the world you're connecting from. And of course, Eid Mubarak. This is Utkarsh, your presiding officer for the meeting 315 of Turning Point Toastmasters. Every Thursday, we converge and meet to develop our communication and leadership skills. We find it as a safe place where we can challenge ourselves, learn from each other, and grow as individuals. For today, our presiding officer, we have some guests today. We have Sam Beer, we have Aditya as two guests for today. And I request you guys to sit tight and wait till the end of the meeting, where we'll be more than elated to connect with you, know you more, and ask for your feedback. But for now, it is time to introduce our Toastmaster of the day. Well, I don't know whether I can fit all his accolades, which are endless, in under 30 seconds, but I will definitely try. Distinguished Toastmaster Anant is an engineer and also has an MBA degree. He has worked in several IT companies like Infosys, Accenture, Genpact, before moving into full-time into corporate training. And he gives credit to this pivot to his career to Toastmasters. He's been a member of Toastmasters since 2011. He has served as an executive committee of Turning Point Toastmasters as a VP of Education. At district level, he has also served as area director, division director, and is also serving as a district chief judge at District 41. Apart from his contribution to Turning Point Toastmasters and Toastmasters community in general, he's also a social activist and runs an NGO called Muktidhara Sansthan, which was started by his father. Totally unfathomable, guys. And how can I forget? He's my beloved mentor too. Ladies and gentlemen, can we have a huge round of applause for Anant Katyani as the Toastmaster of the day? Can we have a quick audio video check, Anant?
Let's have an audio video check. Am I audible? Am I visible?
You're perfectly audible and you are perfectly visible. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Utkarsh. And I request you to take care of the spotlighting duties in Shrimp along with the timer duties. So much on you today, but I think that will give you a good exposure as the incoming VP Education of the club. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we have had our elections and we have chosen our incoming executive committee for the next 6 months. A quick intro about the role players who are present today and are part of the incoming EC. Utkarsh will, of course, be the VP Education. Neeraj will be the Secretary. Vipul will be the Sergeant at Arms. We also have myself as the incoming Treasurer of the club. Madhav will be the President. Rohan is going to be our incoming VP of Public Relations. Did we miss any? Well, there is one role, VP membership, that is going to be continued successively for the, for 2 successive terms by Priyanka Mishra. Once again, welcoming a few guests that we have. Aditya from Madhapur Toastmasters in Hyderabad, Sam Beer, an ex-Toastmasters, Neil K. Neil, I believe we have met before in the past meeting, or is it your first time?
It's the first time.
First time.
Yes.
So where are you joining us from?
I am joining from Hyderabad.
A lot of Hyderabadis today. I am also an ex-Hyderabadi, been there for 2.5 years. So quite refreshing memories with all of you.
Nice.
Well, you know who is a true Hyderabadi? The one who says, where is the perfect biryani? Definitely not at Paradise. They have
Yes,
so much
that's true.
acquired taste in refined streets of Hyderabad. For an outsider, it may be just the case that they have heard only Karachi biscuits and I think Paradise biryani. But for a true Hyderabadi, things go beyond that. Similarly, for a public speaker or an outsider or a new public speaker, speaking is just about writing some stuff and either rehearsing, ratifying, and delivering it. That's it. But there are so many far-fetched nuances in speaking, be it fluency, be it inflection points, be it the structure of your content, be it the build-up of the climax, be it the context setting, be it the grammatical accuracy or the choice of words, or maybe simply be it the humor quotient or any other desired element. So many fine-tuned details. And a lot of times we don't have a capable mentor, including myself, who can cover all of that, at least in the on the higher level. What if you have a digital coach? What if you have a personal assistant before even delivering, which can assist you during the preparation stage itself? Toastmasters International has recently tied up with an AI startup called Udly, and that is going to be my theme today. How Udly can fast track your learning in your Toastmasters journey. To give you, yes, and just a quick reminder, I did not announce it. Diana, especially you note specifically, Diana is going to be the counter and you just take care of the grammarian aspect. I'll introduce the general evaluator and your team in just a few more seconds. But for now, let me give you a quick introduction of how you can access this wonderful tool called Udly. How to explore that? Well, that will be done later. But for now, how to explore that? I believe, especially all the new members, that you have logged in into your Toastmasters.org website. If not, well, simply click forgot password, enter your registered ID, and you will get a default password on your email. And just like me, if you have already set it up and made your browser remember it, then simply log in. On the home page itself, you will perhaps get a prompt about exploring Udemy. Well, a lot of things you can explore from there, which were earlier in different menus. You can explore your profile from here, etc. The Club Central for club officers can be explored over here. A few guides for meeting tools like our counter timer and grammarian, how they can leverage a predefined script, a generic one. Well, that all can be explored here. Similarly, Udemy, the AI tool, you simply click on it. And by the way, for Sambir, just near Udemy, you have the link of how to renew. In case you need to take help on that matter, we are, of course, with you here after the meeting. I haven't done anything in this, so my library probably will look blank over here. All you need to do is record a speech. Record a speech and see the magic. Let's say, at the sound of ridiculing myself, at the risk of ridiculing myself, let me record Udemy. I have my camera turned on. Hello, hi, this is Anant Katyani. What I mean, mera matlab hai ki, what I mean to say is this. Speak for at least 30 seconds. So this says that you have to speak for at least 30 seconds. You can save your recordings. You can even explore it later as well. Let's say I don't want to save it. I simply want to record it. Let me check why my camera is not getting picked up. It should be there. No camera selected. Let me select the camera. Save settings. So probably because I'm right now on Zoom, this will not pick it up. However, let me check the audio version. The video version will actually give you insights about your eye contact, your gestures, your posture, etc. as well. But for now, I'm just continuing to speak for 30 seconds, whatever comes to my mind. Ladies and gentlemen, this meeting will be divided into 3 parts: prepared speeches, table topics, and general evaluation. Prepared speeches, we have one prepared speaker, Vipul, today. In table topics, Utkarsh will give you exciting, fun topics to try. What I mean to say is, I just forgot. So, well, let me stop. And let me explore. Well, I am able to hear what I just said, so you can probably record and save it and analyze it. Now, once you save it, you can give it a title. So let me just keep title over here. Do you see the transcript that is automatically generated? Do you see the so well, is automatically populating over there in barely 30 seconds? This is the power of AI, ladies and gentlemen. The transcript is generated, whatever it could pick my voice, it has picked up. Wherever it was inaudible, it has given me inaudible prompt as well. And this is how it can help you 10 times more than any live person in front of you. What went well, what could have gone better, how many fillers, everything captured over there. In fact, how many weak words were spoken, how many non-inclusive words were spoken. For example, I said, ladies and gentlemen, it is a binary gender classification. It's a big thing going on in US. How to be sensitive to the third gender or non-binary people. And if you are going to speak in front of a live audience, this all may just save your life. Do you find it exciting? Yes, no. Had my video been on, it would have given me some video-based insight as well. For now, my pace was around 150 words per minute in these 30 seconds. It was conversational. Not too fast, not too slow. So on that note, I am actually good. It is roughly in this pattern. I started very fast, then I became slow, and so many R's and Ums further slowed me down. So I spoke somewhere between 185 to 125 words per minute. Loudness was average. I did not shout per se. I was in the average category. If you intend to shout, make everyone listen to you carefully, well, this will give you a visual map as well. Let me unshare the screen for now and seek your opinion. How was the impression? And I need a few videos on from everyone. So Madhav, Animesh, Sam, Neil, Aditya, Mansi, Rohan, let's have the videos on, people. And tell me your first impressions about the tool. Anyone? A quick 1-2 words or half a line. How was your, what do you think? Where do you think on which particular aspect it can help you?
It is, first of all, unemotional feedback. That's there. Yes,
Neutral feedback, correct.
I believe it's more like descriptive feedback, but it should do something more on suggesting like what should we improve instead of just telling the numbers that what went wrong, how we can improve on it. I think that is something missing in it.
And precisely for that, you have been allotted a mentor in the club, isn't it? So this is like, instead of speaking in a meeting and getting a feedback, and that feedback may be not so focused because the R counter may be unavailable or having poor bandwidth at that point when you are speaking, or the grammarian may not be so experienced to pick the weak words or pick the non-binary, non-inclusive words, etc. Or this feedback that how audible you were or how feeble your voice was or how was your rate of speech, how slow or fast you were going on. One person or 2 or 3 or even 7 people can't do that. And before delivery in practice stage, if you can get that, along with the feedback, active feedback from your mentor on how to specifically pick your top 2-3 improvement areas and work on them, along with your mentor, your colleague, your husband, your wife, your neighbor, your friend, your colleague in office, anyone. That is precisely the point. So this is what Udly is all about. Shrishti, Vipul, I will take your insights as well. Vipul, go ahead first.
I think it can be a smart assistant for an evaluator, but I feel it may discourage some people or may kill innovation somewhat in a structured speech.
My take on this particular thing is that this is just a tool, just like ChatGPT. If you ask it a stupid query, you'll get a stupid response. If you ask an opinionated query, it will give you a good opinion as well. Sometimes you have to persuade it. For example, in ChatGPT, I asked, give me the list of top 10 most impactful movies of all time. Now, if you ask a person, it will give you top 10 most commercial hit movies or top 10 most rated on IMDb movies, but most impactful is very subjective. It evaded my prompt for 2-3 times, but I asked, give me straight answer. Give me just bullet point. Give me list. No bullshit. And it eventually gave me a list. Similarly, this AI tool, this is for your preparation, rehearsal. This is not supposed to be a feedback on your actual delivery. So my take is explore that. Explore this tool. There are tons of other tools available online which can do some magic for free. This is just one of them. But TI has officially partnered with it. They may have seen some insight in it. And understand this is in the nascent stage. The magic has just begun. 6 months, 12 months, 2 years down the line, how it will take shape, nobody knows. So explore that. Srishti, go ahead. What you have to add?
Yeah, thanks for calling on me, Anand. I think it's a brilliant tool. This works well for people who are just starting out, who may not want to be reliant on other people or may not be confident enough to start speaking in a club. This can be a game changer, especially when you're looking at very objective feedback such as volume, pace, and R counter, etc. On the other hand, I also think that when you have an impact that you're trying to create in or via a particular speech, like for example, when I was preparing for the district finals, I had a few things in my mind where I wanted to place emphasis. And there are some parts of this tool that I saw, which is the loudest line, which is the fastest or the slowest part. And this can actually be used to measure yourself against your criteria. For example, this is the part of the speech that I wanted to have most impact. This is where I wanted to be loudest, but turns out that is not the loudest part of my speech. So things like that, I feel, can actually be made useful, providing that you also know what you want to achieve out of the tool. So at the end, it's just a tool, and it
Just a tool.
comes down to how well you use it.
Correct, people. So we cannot say that knife is sharp, so that is going to be useless for mankind. If you know how to wield it, just like fire or knife, it can save your life, enhance it, improve it. If not, then perhaps we may live in denial, but there is no denying the fact that AI is going to be an integrated part of every walk of life, including public speaking and the learning and development. Quick word from Animesh and then from Diana. Diana, you may type, I will read it out. Animesh, go ahead, add your 2 cents.
I feel this is, I mean, as everybody has mentioned, this is nascent, and because I was working on speech processing for 5 years, I think I think there's more that can be done, and there's a lot of room for improvement, in the sense that, let's say you spoke in Hindi somewhere and this tried to detect anything English in that. That's one thing that maybe could be worked on, because I mean this is in itself a field of research in speech processing.
It actually typed inaudible over there for me when I was speaking Hindi.
Of course, that's one thing. But wherever you spoke Hindi, tried to detect English, because it was working in terms of English language. So that's one thing that I feel that it could work on. In that it could try to.
I think 7 years ago, the world was figuring out image processing tools. Today, when you submit any claim or any invoice, within seconds, the claim is processed. Just yesterday, I applied for Amazon ICICI credit card, and within seconds, it was approved. I did not even know that it was possible. Everything, KYC, etc., happened digitally. Right now, as Animesh is saying, we are in the space of voice processing. Who knows, in future, we may go into thoughts processing. Whether the voice was credible, reliable, person was lying or was just bluffing, who knows what's possible. Ankit, go on.
Yeah, I was just being curious, like whether we can detect some kind of sometimes we make strategic movements right through the hands or some things, right? Whether does it give some kind of feedback in terms of
it does
that as well?
It does. Okay. It does on body language. It's a big part of. Sadly, I could not display it because it was not picking up my camera because it was being utilized by Zoom app. But yes, it does that, and I humbly implore all of you to explore this feature. Right now, I will take the shift towards the meeting back again to the flow of the meeting, and I will introduce the very person. Yes, Diana, I will first read out what you have said. And as is the case, Diana, wherever she goes, she adds tremendous value by being the R counter. But sadly, who knows, Diana's counter role may be become redundant because of this tool. Still then, Diana, keeps serving us with your valuable insights. After every prepared or table topic speaker and evaluator, Diana will provide a direct feedback. So general evaluator will not call upon her separately. Talking about general evaluator, today's general evaluator is the very reason I picked up this topic as a theme today, because in our discussion a couple of weeks earlier, I had suggested that for mother tongue influence or for reducing some filler words or filler sounds, why don't you use Udly? And at that point, I realized that many new members are not aware of this tool. The purpose of taking this as a theme and introducing this as a salient aspect of Toastmasters experience was precisely this. Thankfully, this is being YouTube live streamed. So those who did not join today, they will also be able to see the small demo within 5 minutes after the meeting. For now, let us invite the incoming secretary of Turning Point Toastmasters and my general evaluator today, Neeraj Singla, to introduce her role and her team's role. Quick audio video check, Neeraj. I think your bandwidth got stuck immediately as I spotlighted you. Now you are back.
Okay.
Your voice is breaking a bit.
Oh, I think my internet connection is unstable somehow.
No, it's going perfectly fine. Go ahead now. The stage is all yours.
As our Toastmaster of the day, Anand, has already emphasized a lot on feedback, I would like to say a few words about how important it is to have constructive feedback. Feedback allows individuals to gain a deeper understanding of their own behavior, performance, and impact on others. It helps them recognize their blind spots, become more self-aware, and leading to personal growth and better decision-making. Before moving further, I would like to call, my major role here is that, I'm really sorry. So with that, I would like to start. So I'll be evaluating everyone whosoever is playing major role in this meeting. In this, I am not alone. There are three very important persons who will be helping me in this. First, the timer. Today, the timer role is being played by the Utkarsh. Utkarsh, can you display three cards, which will be, I'll explain the significance of these three cards later on. But before, let's just display these cards.
Just give me 1 second, I'll do it. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, it's up.
So you can go ahead.
Okay, so we have three sections in this meeting. The first one is prepared speakers, where they will be speaking from 5 to 7 minutes. Minimum, they have to speak till the green card and maximum up the red card. So there is always a buffer time in speaking at different sections. There comes the table topics where everyone has to speak from 1 to 2 minutes. And then comes the evaluator, who has to speak from 2 to 3 minutes. With that, I would like to call upon my grammarian Shrishti to say word of the day. Shrishti, can you come up on the stage?
Hi, am I audible and visible?
Yes, you are audible and visible.
Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Neeraj. Today, I am your evaluator for the day and your grammarian for the day. And I will be looking at different usage of language through the meeting. And I will be noting down some good words, some incorrect language usage. And I will also be looking out for the word of the day. The word of the day is exploit. It is a verb. And it means to make full use of and derive benefit from a resource. So why don't you all exploit this opportunity to use this word as much as possible today? Thank you. And I will be back at the end of the meeting with my report. Over to you, Toastmaster Neeraj.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster grammarian Shrishti Mehrotra. I would encourage everyone to use this word as much as possible. With that, I would like to give back stage to the Toastmaster of the day, Anand.
Thank you so much, Neeraj. Ladies and gentlemen, let's jump into the first section of this session today, which is prepared speeches. We had two prepared speakers, but one had to drop out due to medical emergency. So that leaves us with Vipul alone for today's meeting. Now, Vipul, before I introduce you, let me invite your evaluator, Ankit, first on the spotlight. I will add Ankit to the spotlight. Ankit, kindly share Vipul's speech objectives for everyone's benefit.
Thanks, Anant. So Vipul is attempting P2 of level 1 from the presentation mastery pathway. And the purpose of his speech is to improve on the feedback that he received in the last speech. And timing for Vipul would be 5 to 7 minutes. And all the best, Vipul. Over to you, Toastmaster Anand.
Thank you so much, Ankit, and thank you so much, Utkarsh, the tech master. Let's spotlight Vipul now. Ladies and gentlemen, Vipul is also my mentee who doesn't listen to me often. And today he is once again in a rapid pace delivering another speech project. And every time he picks up a topic which I believe is going to be very tough, but every time he comes out with flying colors. Probably after this particular speech, I will ask him to just finish his level first and then take a small break and explore some of the roles as well. Vipul is someone who has rejoined Toastmasters in a way. He was a member earlier somewhere else in Division I, but then he had to discontinue. And once when he made his mind back to join, there is no turning back for Vipul. He is an IIT alumni and he is into startup space. Vipul is going to attempt, as Ankit said, his second speech from the second project of level 1 in presentation mastery. His previous speech objective feedback was to reduce the pace and to I think that was the only important feedback, to reduce the pace and to structure the speech better. Ladies and gentlemen, after his speech, you will get 1 minute of silence to personally ping him in the Zoom what your impression was, maybe one commendation and one area of improvement in your good senses. If you feel beneficial for the speaker, please don't shy away in sharing. We would love everyone to switch the video on for people to see. For now, presenting to you our incoming Sergeant at Arms of the club and the only speaker for today, Vipul. Vipul, let's have a quick audio video check.
Am I audible?
You're audible and you're visible, and the stage will be yours. Vipul Bachani, hope versus belief. Hope versus belief, Vipul Bachani.
So, any one of you would like to take an attempt, like what is the topic meaning? Like what would be the topic about? Hope versus belief. Any volunteer? Sure. Dinah, you can write in the chat box. Meanwhile, any other volunteer? I will read it out.
Can you repeat what you asked? People, can you just repeat your question?
Anyone would like to take a take, like what is the topic about? Hope versus belief. Apart from Diana. Diana, I can't see.
I can go if you want.
Sure.
It's about hope is more of a psychological thing where you think of an optimistic scenario in the future. Beliefs are the set principles or guidelines which you have inculcated from your environment overall from your past. So it's on something on those lines. I mean, I'm just blabbering.
So let me take my viewpoint on this. Hope. Hope is just a feeling, like you are optimistic about something that something will happen. But belief is more about like I will make it happen. It's like the difference between hope and planning in my terms is a plan, is an organized plan that you have. That how would you reach from a hopeful moment to a belief that I will do this? So let me take you down a few months back, Feb 2023. I had some story to share of mine, a story from somewhat a hope to believe. Like back in Feb 2023, one day suddenly I was working and usually my back started to pain. And along with it, I was also suffering from insomnia. So as I'm not a fan of like of health, I was like, I will take care of it once I will get a time. I procrastinated it as much as I can. But as my back was pushed against the wall, the consultant residing within me came out and asked that why such thing has happened. What have you done wrong to that you have reached such issues in your life, health issues? So one of the major reasons that come to is lockdown. The lockdown habits of just being present on the Zoom meetings and not meeting people or going anywhere spoiled me to the core. And let me deal down the other reasons I was facing. First one, that I tracked that my digital well-being tracker in the phone was showing 7 to 8 hours of daily social media presence. Apart from it, I also messed up my sleeping and working habits. So it may be I was doing the cause was there, it was just the inference. So one of the things that my sleeping schedule was missed was procrastination was the identified drug that I found, that I was procrastinating everything to the bit that I will do it later, I will do it later, I will do it later. One another thing was I was consistently working for 10 plus hours daily over last 5 years in my corporate. I was not excited or interested in what the work I was doing. On weekends, apart from work, I was constantly partying in the name of wanderlust or doing the Gyan shopping via YouTube. All my hope was shattered because I have reached the embankment that I have to take a certain step, else I will fall. So only that one thing that could save me was self-belief. So I was like, maybe I have done it before, I can do it once again. So taking that self-belief, the hope to self-belief, I have to make a plan which would take me from point A to what I wish for, a healthy body and a calm mind. So I found a book, Atomic Habits. And the two things that stuck with me from the book was I need to replace my bad habits with good habits. And the second was I need to be more process oriented rather than result oriented. I was too much result oriented. I need to focus on the process instead of the results. So as a consequence, I took few steps. First was I was joining the gym membership but never going. So one thing I did was I took a flat nearby a gym so that I don't have to face commute issues. Second, as soon as I reached the gym, one quote stuck me that it takes a month for you to notice. It takes 2 months for your friends to notice, and it takes 3 months for others to notice. So consistency was the key here. So I promised to myself that I would not track anything and I would be only consistent for next 3 months. Nothing else. I don't want any results, nothing. I just want to be consistent for the next 3 months. Apart from it, for weekends, I decided to pursue sports instead of going for clubbing or you can say taking some gyan on YouTube. So I enjoyed swimming. So that's why I started regularly started going to swimming on weekends. Gradually, I started enjoying the process, and gym took a sidekick that I was not enjoying that much gym. So that's why I started gymming. I was doing gymming, but I was more interested in swimming as a sport. So I started doing swimming full time. That was a game changer for me. And now motivation was not an issue for me. Apart from it, one thing was not I was not socializing a lot. So that's why I took a pledge to myself that I will travel once every 2 to 3 months and will meet new people in my life. maybe people beyond corporate 9 to 5 jobs or from the STEM field. Apart from it, I also took a plunge to join communities like Toastmasters and Heartfulness, which has started I'm just starting, but it has I believe that it will be a game changer for me. So with that, I would just to reach the conclusion that taking a lesson from my story, don't procrastinate. What are you hoping for? Just make a plan, however shitty it can be, and start doing. Be consistent in your goals. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vipul. Timer, kindly show us a 1 minute signal. Till then, everyone, feel free to provide your quick feedback, half a line, 1 line, 2 line feedback to Vipul in personal chat. Thank you, Diana, for the counter report for Vipul. Thank you, Karsh, for signal. Ladies and gentlemen, though I am still not able to switch my camera on Udly, but apparently this is because by default browser doesn't allow a third party to access your camera, so that can be taken care of. There was a video on the page itself about how to enable it that I saw, but I will not delve into that. I will show you a quick few good features of this website, which is of course hosted on toastmasters.ui.udly.ai prompt itself. Well, the benefit is you can record a speech or a table topics if you want. And you can set a timer as well, how long you want it to be. And you can give yourself a prompt if you are not sure what to say. Give yourself a prompt. So all the table topic masters, this is how you can lift some table topics. And if you want a table topic itself, well, it will give you table topics like this. If you can make everyone on earth have the same dream at once, what would it be? So all these are generated by artificial intelligence. And while that doesn't replace human intelligence, but human intelligence can benefit by using this artificial intelligence to do your bidding. Why wait for 1 week to practice table topics, which you could have practiced during the week, maybe 15-20 minutes every day at your own leisure? Why not? But for now, since you have come here, well, let's practice in the actual table topics. And for that, let me invite the incoming Vice President Education and the most fluent speaker in the club at present, I must say, because it's literally a hassle to count his R's and Ums because he hardly has any. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a thunderous round of applause for the man who is wearing many hats today, Utkarsh Sharma. Utkarsh, quick audio video check, and the stage will be yours.
Am I audible? Am I visible?
Yes, and please go ahead.
Let me spotlight myself. Sorry. Thank you, Anand, for always being so gracious and generous with your introductions. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. It's time for one of the most exciting and equally nerve-wracking part of the meeting, which is the table topics. I'm Utkarsh, your table topics master for the day. Table topics to me is an exhilarating segment of our Toastmasters meetings, where we dive into the realm of impromptu speaking. It is a platform that allows us to sharpen our communication skills, boost our confidence, and discover the paths of our creativity. We never know when we may be asked a tough question, either in academia or at a job interview. It is therefore to our benefit to practice impromptu speaking and to be in control of the situation, even if we don't know the exact answer. The more we practice, the better we get. While the purpose of Table Topics is to provide a challenge, it is important to remember that we are here to support and encourage one another. This is a safe place where we all can experiment, stumble, and ultimately learn from our experiences. And it is through these moments of stepping outside of our comfort zone that we truly grow and exploit our potential as communicators and leaders. So, before we start, let me brief you with the rules. I'll give a volunteer a topic, and the speaker is required to speak for 1 to 2 minutes. You will see a green signal after 1 minute, which is your minimum time, a yellow signal at 1 minute 30 seconds, and a red signal at 2 minutes, which is your maximum time. Keep in mind that the participants are disqualified at 2 minutes 30 seconds. I also encourage you to use the word of the day, which is exploit. Kindly note that this session is not restricted to members alone. Yes, even the guests can participate. So let's get started. Who wants to go first? All right, I have 5 participants, excited participants who have raised their hand. I really don't know who was the first one, but let's start with alphabetical order, shall we? Is that okay with everyone?
Utkarsh, before you go, just quickly checking, you will be showing the timing signal as well, right?
Yes, I will be showing the timing signals, and
I will do the spotlighting then.
Perfect. So we'll go with alphabetical order. Let's be democratic. We'll start with Animesh. Can we have Animesh on spotlight, please? All right. Hi, Animesh.
Hi.
Can we have a quick audio video check? You're quickly.
All right, usually. Usually.
Perfect. You're audible and visible and creative. That's a good start. All right. Your topic is, imagine you have the power to solve one global issue. Which problem would you choose and how would you solve it? I'll repeat. Imagine you have the power to solve one global issue. Which problem would you choose and how will you solve it? Go ahead.
Tough question because there's 99 problems in the world. More than 99 actually, but yeah. If I had to choose one, I would probably go with hunger. And there's a very good reason why. And hang on. Because hang on, guys.
I guess Animesh had some issues. Animesh, are you there?
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah. Can we start the timer again, please? Thank you.
Sure, you can restart. That's okay. Go ahead.
Okay. Thank you so much. If I had to, take up one issue, because there's too many in the world, I would say hunger. Because here's the thing. I've seen people actually, go through hunger a lot. I've seen people. I've seen my I've seen people in my family go through problems with hunger. And I have seen people around me go through it. If there's one thing that I would definitely want to solve, it's world hunger. And that's considering I don't work in the food sector. This is going to be very very ironic, but well, here we go, I guess. So yeah, world hunger is one issue I would definitely would want to solve. Thank you.
Very well said. Food security is a burning issue, and I couldn't agree more. Thank you so much, Animesh, for this impromptu speaking. Thank you. Can we move on to Aditya for now? Aditya, can we have Aditya on spotlight, please?
Yep, sure. Hey,
Hi, Aditya.
hey.
So your topic is, if you could have a conversation with any historical or current figure, who would it be and why? I'll repeat. If you could have a conversation with any historical or current figure, who would it be and why?
If I ever get a chance, there are a lot of figures that come to my mind, but I would have a conversation with Tesla, Nikolai Tesla, the original Tesla guy. The reason is a lot of fame and priority that is given to someone like Edison or his compatriots is not really given to Tesla, but in fact, in reality, the innovator, like someone like says like Steve Jobs or someone, uh, or say Elon Musk, the original innovator was Nikolai Tesla. He was the person who absolutely was convinced that electricity is the future when a lot of people did not believe in it. He was the person who was instrumental in lighting the street lights of New York, Fifth Avenue to be precise. And even when that much of work was done, he was still seen as a guy with lot of skepticism and all, because he took the risk of building the first ever prototypes for all the electronic things that we did. So even today, for example, you see the light in the background, or you see our phones and laptops being charged. The creator or the original man behind it was Tesla. And I would like to understand from him how he was able to, how he would not envy the pride or the glory that others got and that he didn't. And I'm pretty sure he would say he has done well because he was away from the limelight. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Aditya. I'm so inspired by how fluently and coherently you spoke on this topic. It wasn't an easy topic, I must say, and wonderful. I'm so inspired. Thank you. Next up on the alphabetical order, or in terms of the hand raising, would be, I guess, Ankit. Can we have
Yes.
Ankit on spotlight?
Yes, Akash.
All right. Ankit, your topic is, share a book or movie that has greatly influenced your life and explain why it had such an impact. I'll repeat. Share a book or movie that has greatly influenced your life and explain why it had such an impact.
Thanks, Utkarsh. Thanks for the topic. I would say one of the movie that I could remember is The Pursuit of Happiness. That movie actually like inspired me in a ways that like whatever is the problems that you are facing, or whatever issues you are having, but if you think straight, and if you keep working towards what you want to achieve, at the end, if you work hard and smart and work smart, you would be able to get into a situation. So that's what this movie reflected. uh, and I think that's I sometimes think about as well whenever I have a issue or problem that I want to solve. I always try to be optimistic and being positive, and try to think in a ways like what can be the different things I can do in this situation, and what will be the payoff of each of the action that I will take, right? And I would see like what action would give me the best payoff in terms of what I want to achieve. So I basically, many times I do this in a notebook, just doing a flow chart of what actions I can take and what will be the payoff of each of the actions. That helps me in clarifying my mind, or basically helping my mind to basically focus on one direction rather than thinking about all the alternatives that could have been uh, taken to resolve that problem or issue that I was facing. So yeah, Utkarsh, that's it from my side, and over to you, Utkarsh.
Thank you, Ankit. I remember I watched this movie. Sorry, my video's off. I remember I watched this movie, Pursuit of Happiness, and I was blown away. I mean, Will Smith was wonderful, and the message was so beautiful in the movie. Next, thank you, Ankit. Next, I think in the order is Deanna. I request Deanna to write. I'll give her a topic. Deanna, your topic is your dream retirement place. Your dream retirement place. Diana is their topic. I request you to write it in the chat and I will read it out for everyone. Thank you. Next up, let's call Neil. I'm sorry if the alphabetical order is an issue, but let's call Neil. Can we have Neil on spotlight, please? Hi, Neil. Can we have a quick audio video check?
Yes, can you guys hear me?
Yes. There's some issue with your voice. Can you speak a little bit more?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's better. It's better.
Okay.
So, Neil, what is your favorite way to spend a lazy weekend? What is your favorite way to spend a lazy weekend? Neil, over to you.
Thank you, Utkarsh. Lazy weekend. I think I would end up spending most of my time just lying down, turning on my TV and just binging through different kinds of series on Netflix. I think that's like the first thing that would come to my mind when I would say how I would end up spending my lazy weekends. But it would heavily depend on what kind of day it is. Let's say if it's like a weekend or so, which is like I was like super hectic weekdays that I've had, I would just lie down till like 11, 12, and I would just like would not want to get disturbed, and I would just want to just sleep and chill. And let's say if it's more like an energizing kind of a weekend to where I would want to just get off all the laziness, I would just go around and call up some of my friends. Yeah, a little bit of blabbering here and there, but I think that's where I would stop. I think first attempt at Toastmasters.
Honestly, if it's your first attempt, you were not blabbering at all, I must say. You haven't seen myself or a lot of things. You were wonderful. Honestly, if you wouldn't have told, I wouldn't have known that this was your first time. Trust me, you were really good.
Thank you, Utkarsh. Thank you.
All right. Next up, let's call Madhav. Madhav Vashish. Can we have Madhav Vashish on spotlight, please?
Yes, am I audible and visible?
Yes, you're perfectly audible and visible. Madhav, your favorite role in Toastmasters. Your favorite role in Toastmasters, Madhav.
My favorite role in Toastmaster would be Table Topic Masters, as it is the most fun way to choose most fun topics and give like what my dream is like, because like I'm just got out of my teenage. I'm not as old as you guys are. So yeah, I am not as old, but so my dream is like eventually when there will be a lot of guys like me or guys around my age, I would like to choose different kind of table topics, which unfortunately I cannot choose now. So yeah, the most fun part would be table topics. I would it's my dream to choose some awesome table topics. The first time when I became table topics, I also asked Madhav Upadhyay to choose various kinds of the topics, and he said no, we can't say these things on the meeting. So I was very disappointed. I was very disappointed in all you guys, as I thought you guys would be modern and cool, but I don't think guys were so cool and modern, because Madhav told that no, this is not a good idea. The people will not be happy. So yeah, it would be the most fun part would be table topic masters, and to choose very fun topics rather than what's your biggest dream in life, or like I don't think these are boring topics, but yeah, I think it's a bit too much. So adding up fun topics, Vipul agrees with me that adding up fun topics would be nice. I think so. I'm not judging you. I'm not saying you're choosing bad topics, but you can choose more fun topics. It's just my suggestion. And yeah, table topics master is a go for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Madhav. If that is the case, then I request you to stop taking the role of timer and take up big roles from now on. You've become a perpetual timer for Turning Point Toastmasters. All right. So volunteer more for sure. Next up, we have Rohan. Can we have Rohan spotlight please? Hi, Rohan. Can we have a quick audio video check? I think you're audible and perfectly visible. All right, Rohan. I am sorry. Just give me a second. All right, Rohan. Describe a time when you faced a fear or overcame a personal challenge. Describe a time when you faced a fear or overcame a personal challenge. Rohan, over to you.
Thank you, Utkarsh. I can clearly see that face of mine when after 12th I was going for my graduation, and due to some less marks, I was unable to get admission in my graduation, that is food technology, which I have done. So that time I have faced like a really bad kind of fear, which I can forget, because after doing that course, my life has been changed. As I can see, if that chance it will be getting missed by me, then I'm not sure that where I could be now. So that fear, but as well as it is like opportunity for me, that I got such great opportunity to pursue that course, and it really changed me after doing that. So same thing I will be asking to you. What is your thought and what is your great fear which you have faced, Table Topic Master Utkarsh?
You're putting me on spot. I have failed tremendously in life. There's not just one. We'll take an entire meeting to talk about it. We'll definitely connect offline for that. For now, let me read what Diana has to say for her topic. Diana wrote, "Someday I think that dream retirement will be an exploited place. Wherever her dream retirement place would be where she wouldn't feel tired and where she wouldn't be in a rush for a job, and where she could exploit her potential, and there would be no struggle and no hard work." Thank you so much, Diana, for this. Can we have a huge round of applause for Diana? All right. I had such a wonderful time being your host as Table Topic Master. Can I request Anant to please launch the polls for table topic speakers? Guys, please cast your vote. And for now, I'll take your leave and hand it over to the table Toastmaster of the day, distinguished Toastmaster Anant Katyani. Over to you, Anant.
Thank you so much, Utkarsh. Kindly confirm that the poll is launched and the names are displayed correctly.
It is launched and the names are displayed perfectly.
Perfect. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have exploited the opportunity of speaking in table topics today. And in case you could not, or you would want more opportunities, you know where to go. Udly, log in, click on the link, give yourself a table topic, which will be prompted by an AI, and speak in, after that 5-second or 3-second of prompt, speak directly. This will help you get ready for not just a Toastmaster meeting. It is supposed to get you ready for the practice mode, which can be at the performance time as well. A lot of times we speak off the cuff. The moment we are spotlighted, virtually or physically, not as if a light over your head, but put on the spot. Imagine the time the guests came to your house when you were a young kid and parents called you up. Hey, babe, baby, come here. Tell that poem you were telling us to uncle today. You could have told that poem, but because of that performance pressure, you could not speak. That's precisely what we are practicing here. We are not practicing speaking per se. And of course, leadership, we all have been playing a small or large role in life. We are practicing to speak under pressure, on the spotlight, in front of people, virtually, physically, and in hybrid mode. And the further we go in future, this will become a lot more difficult. During COVID, the Zoom meetings took over our lives, and since then there is no respite. There won't come a day when these virtual meetings will go away. In fact, the world will become more cybernetic. Hybrid will be old word. Cybernetic will be the word in future. On that note, I feel Udly is just a start. There will come many assistive tools and technologies that will become part of our lives, and this can be a good start for us. The world is your oyster from that point onwards. At this point, let us not invite Udly, but invite a human being who will tell us along with her team what did we do good, where we have improvement opportunities. Let's put your hands together for Neeraj Singla.
Am I visible and visible?
Yes, Neeraj, go ahead, please.
Before starting my evaluation, I would like to call my grammarian on the stage to share good words, metaphors, idioms that is being used during the entire.
Point of order. Let's invite the speech evaluator first, as is the custom, and then the tech team. No issues. Good.
With that,
I am your Udly today.
I need that one. With that, I would like to call upon Ankit on the stage, the evaluator of one and only speaker Vipul Bachlani. Ankit, please come on the stage.
Fun fact for everyone, wives never let husbands speak. This is a true example of that.
Thank you, Neeraj. Sorry, she is sitting behind me, so I had to ask her to be on mute. So talking about Vipul's speech, right? First of all, kudos to you, Vipul. I could see that you worked on the feedback that you received last time, right? And starting with what you have been doing good, like in the past as well, and you did that today as well, is about the engagement with audience. So you started with a question, right? Made everyone to think about the topic, right? So that they could listen to your story, right? And also backing your speech topic with a personal story also helped in the engagement, right? So that's one thing that I really liked about the way you give your speeches, right? And now the things that you improved from the last time, right? So first thing is that this time you were showing very less motion comparatively, right? And when we say less emotion, and it was reflecting that you were very calm and composed while giving this specific speech as compared to your last speech, right? Which you gave last time. And also I could see that you had some poses defined in your speech, especially in the conclusion section. Okay, so that was good. Basically what I could see in this speech, right? And in terms of recommendations, right? So one thing that you got the feedback was speed in the last speech, right? And I could also see like one instance I could see that you spoke very fast. That was after Utkarsh share his views, right? You explain like what you think about it, and that was so fast that I also couldn't basically get what you are saying. Okay, so maybe you could try to understand a pattern where you speak fast, right? It might be at the initial stage of the speeches, or places where you might be more nervous, right? Try to understand your pattern, where you are doing this thing, right? Second, I think other thing was the hand movements, right? So you were sitting very near to the screen, so we couldn't see your proper hand movements. So if you are making some special or specific like hand movements, we could not see that. So that one thing that you could easily inculcate, right? And third thing, I think you might have already known that your filler word is so you use so many times. So try to reduce on that, right? And see where you use those. And I think one small thing was like your eye contact, right? You were good most of the time, but I could see like many times whenever you have to think about your speech, you see on the top, like you will see, okay, as something like that. Okay, so try to see like can you use some other kind of eye movement, right? If you're thinking something, right? So maybe that can be one thing, that small thing you can inculcate. And yeah, I think that's it from my side. But overall, I think I think good effort that you made this time, and I'm hoping that next time I could see further improvements for the feedback that we see. Okay, over to you, Dheeraj. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ankit Agarwal, for such wonderful and considerate feedback. You have used multiple instances like where it went wrong, where it was right. So that is really impressive this time. But the only recommendation that I have, you followed CR approach. C was missing at the end. So maybe next time you can try to, finish your feedback little early with the C at the end. Okay, so thank you so much. With that, I would like to call my grammarian on the stage. Shrishti Mehrotra, a quick audio video check.
Am I audible and visible?
You are audible and visible.
So today I have a whole page of things to talk about. However, most of them, either in case of good usage and bad usage, have been very minimal. So we didn't have any strong disruptions in the language that we spoke today. I'm going to start with the word of the day. The word of the day was used by 3 people, that is Diana, Anant, and myself. So for the next meetings, I hope that more people take it up. Now, with respect to the good usage, we had some good phrases and words being used. For example, Anant used inflection point. We also talked about very briefly for a few seconds about inclusive language. It is no longer a thing that is just restricted to the US. It is something that we should all be more conscious of to be more inclusive. Also, it's June, so it is Pride Month. And that should be a good start for us to incorporate inclusivity in our daily language, regardless of whoever you are speaking with. We also had some other words like embarkment and nascent, which were good. Now going to potential places of improvement. We have been seeing some Hindi words being used in this meeting, and that's not appropriate, especially when we have people from outside the country also attending our meetings. So words like ratifying, or there was one more, right? There was something else. Gyan shopping, which is not very inclusive when we're speaking in a meeting which may not have Hindi speakers, right? Then there are a little bit of grammatical errors that I saw, like for example, 3 very important persons. It should be 3 very important people. So there is singular and plural. The other place that I saw this was someone mentioned an alumni, which is grammatically wrong. Alumni is the conjugation, is the plural conjugation for the Latin word alumnus, which is the singular. So when you say an, or if you're referring to just one person, it has to be an alumnus and not an alumni, right? So that's one. Another theme that I just want to bring up is that I brought up before is VW versus W. So invite, not invite, right? So the V sound is made, the V sound is made in the same way you would say fur, but you say V. And the W sound, which is the W sound, is made like you would say one with O. So W, right? So V versus W. And then the third thing that I would like to bring to notice is tenses. In English, tenses are very complicated in the sense that sometimes you have the past tense, you have the simple past, you have the past continuous, and then you have the past perfect where you have I had to make something, and or that. So please make sure that you use the correct tense. This is especially disruptive when you are speaking in the past tense and then you change tenses suddenly. For example, I think Vipul's speech, he said something which he was talking about in the past tense, and then suddenly he said, I have to make a plan, which should have been I had to make a plan, because the moment you say I have to, you're bringing the whole audience back to the present tense. So that's something that we should take into account. And with that, I will hand the spotlight back over to our general evaluator, Toastmaster Neeraj. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Shrishti Mehrotra. That was very extensive and elaborated feedback. You shared all the good usages of good words, wrong pronunciations, and wrong sentences. So it was really helpful for the audience. But a small recommendation, I believe that instead of just saying it verbally, if you can write it down and then share the screen, then it will be more helpful for the audience to grasp like what you are saying. So this is like what I believe. But overall, like it was really like you said all the nuances, which was very hard to notice. So it is like the feedback was very commendable. Thank you so much. Now with that, I would like to call my timer Utkarsh on the stage, who was also Toastmaster of the table topic master of the day. Utkarsh, a quick audio video check.
Am I audible and visible?
Yes, you're audible and visible.
All right. Keeping in tune with the recommendation of our general evaluator, I'll share my screen and make it more descriptive for people. Can someone give me a nod if the screen is visible perfectly with the timings and all? All right. So thank you. So there was one prepared speaker, Vipul. He spoke for 6 minutes, 42 minutes. Sorry, 6 minutes, 42 seconds. I'm sorry. Luckily, no one's disqualified. For table topic speakers, Animesh, Aditya, Ankit, Neil, Madhav, and Rohan all spoke, and they hovered around like 1 minute and few seconds. I request everyone to kindly stretch themselves more, because the time they saw the green card, the first buzzer, everyone tried to wrap up and finish up. Guys, you have more time to speak. So that is one thing I would give as a takeaway. And finally, the evaluator spoke for 3 minutes, 24 seconds. That is all from my timer report. Handing it over to Neeraj. Toastmaster Neeraj, over to you.
Thank you so much, Utkarsh. You did really great job today. You were table topic master. Parallelly, you were doing the job of timer. I don't know how you managed this, but yeah, this is something like you did very different, like parallelly managing two things at the same time. I really like the format of your report. I don't have any recommendation for you on the on your report. You did good. And if you for the R counter, you can read your filler words in the chat itself, which is shared by the Diana. Now I would like to start with my report. First of all, if I would like to apologize, because I before this meeting, I had an office meeting and I was not over that. So I kind of fumbled at the very beginning of the meeting. So I will come prepared next time, so that this won't this will not happen again. Now I would like to start from the meeting order from Sergeant at Arms, Vipul. So you you explained all the rules that has to be explained in a very clear words. Like your energy was, the energy was there, which I could see. But the only recommendation I have is maybe you can start this with a big smile and maybe bring more warmth and friendliness because you are opening the meeting. So to make everyone feel comfortable, it should reflect on your face. I think that is something which was missing. But I could see like your progress from your previous meeting to this meeting. So overall, like you nailed your role, but I think I will be able to see this thing next time. And then comes table topic master of the day, Anand. So first of all, I really liked your background. So it was giving very positive vibes. And the topic that you picked was very useful, and I think we all need this kind of tool into our daily life because we are here to improve our speaking skills. So that was very relevant topic. And instead of just saying it verbally, you also showed the demo, so which was very, very helpful. Like we don't need to struggle to go go at the right website and how this tool works. So that was commendable. The only recommendation I have, so your camera was not working. Maybe you could have checked this thing before coming to the meeting, and you maybe if that thing is not working, there can be some other kind of backup that can be included. If that, like, because that I believe that was also very important functionality of Udly. So maybe some kind of YouTube session or some kind of anything, like it can be PDF as well. So I think that can be included. But overall, like I really like the topic, and I think most of us is going to use that tool. Thank you so much. And then comes table topic speakers. I will start with Animesh. Animesh, like you started really well. I could see that you can connect with the topic somehow, and I could see the emotions on your face. You followed, like you started with something, and then you you went deep into that topic. So this was something that was reflecting. The only suggestion for you, maybe you could choose a better place to next time, maybe where you are not distracted by other people on your background, or maybe you can ignore it next time. So this is the only recommendation I have, but otherwise you spoke really well. Then Aditya, I think this is your first time, and I am really impressed the way that you speak. Like it was flawless. I don't have any recommendation for you. Then comes Ankit. Ankit, you did really well this time, but the only thing that was missing, maybe you could add some personalized examples of your life. You were talking very generic, but it can be more captivating if you could have shared few examples of your life where the movie actually impacted your life. So I think that maybe you can think next time. Then comes Neil. So your first attempt was really good. Even I didn't know that this is your first attempt. But as you are first timer, I would like to share few approaches with you. Maybe you can read about them. Oreo approach, 6W approach, past, present, future, and there are many other approaches on the internet. If you want to read more about them and make your impromptu speaking good, then maybe you can read about these things. Then comes Madhav. you just realized that we are not young anymore. Okay. But yeah, you were very calm, patient, and you didn't panic when you heard this topic. You heard the topic, so that was really good on your part. But overall, I will have to say that you were really good in your approach, and maybe as you were saying that you just come out of the college, maybe you can also read the approaches which I just mentioned for your reference. Rohan, so your was also good. So I will, but it was not as structured. So I will recommend you to go with the Oreo approach. And the other recommendation that I would like to say is try to maintain the eye contact. You were looking at the ceiling at many places. So that can be avoided. But yeah, overall, it was really good. Now comes the table topic master. So you started with a very big smile. So that makes the environment very light and positive. So that was really good. And after that, you started reading some script, so which was quite visible. Maybe that can be done in a more natural way. Also, means I also sometimes do that, but I try to keep it natural, so it's not visible. So my eyes are not going here and there. So maybe next time you can do that. And you were also encouraging everyone. So that is also like, it is very important, I believe, for a table topic master. The another recommendation I have, like most of the topics, I feel that more on the intellectual side. Maybe you can add some hilarious or having little humor in it. So I think maybe after 2 intellectual topic, you can add 1 topic of this kind. Okay. I think I have covered everyone. This is it from my side. Thank you so much. With that, I would like to hand over the stage back to Anand.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator Neeraj and her entire team for this meeting, a worthwhile meeting because of the feedback received. Ladies and gentlemen, I am sure you have loved the feedback you have got, because that becomes the target for improving by the next meeting. Incremental improvements, that's what we call it. Quickly launching some tools for all of you to vote and figure out the best auxiliary and the best role player. First is the best auxiliary role player. Please cast your vote within quick 10-20 seconds. After that, I will launch the poll for the best among TMOD, TTM, and GE. And after that, we will look for the feedback from the guests, especially the guests. The guests, among those who have not spoken today yet, for example, Mansi and Sam, we will give a priority to you first. All right, I'm sure many people have already cast their polls. So I will end this one and launch one final poll. That is for the scroll player. Let's have a quick polling on this as well. Looks like I can close it now. Enough time passed. All right, and with that, one final message for you all. Remember, not tomorrow, not day after tomorrow, not a week later. Try out your Doodly account tonight itself. The reason being, you may forget about it later on, and you might lose interest or miss out the kind of improvement it may bring to the role or speech in the next meeting. For now, and I have another Udly sitting over me and giving me commands. So he's pulling me away. And while I leave, I hand it over to Utkarsh, the presiding officer. Utkarsh, bye bye. Over to you.
Thank you so much. Can we have a huge round of applause for Toastmaster of the day, Anand? Please. Thank you so much. We always have very interesting themes in the past, but today I must say was an absolute treat. And I will say that primarily for two reasons. Number one, it wasn't a topic that isn't that wasn't easy to present, I must say. You're not only sharing your screen, doing tasks on the spot, and there are a lot of things that could go wrong. For example, the camera issue that came along. But what we have to learn from distinguished Toastmaster Anant is how composed and calm he was throughout his presentation and how seamlessly he presented. The other thing that I should definitely mention, and we all should learn, is how effortlessly he transitioned throughout the meeting. Like when he had to bring up GE, he began about evaluation through Udly, and then he went on introducing GE. And then while he has to introduce me, he talked about giving yourself a prompt and then connected with the prompt to the table topics. So that is how that is how a role of a TMOD really stands out. And that is how we should all learn from someone who's an experienced Toastmaster. For now, can we have few feedbacks from the guests? Neil, would you like to give us a feedback and probably introduce yourself first?
Hi, thank you so much, Utkarsh. I think this was really fun. First ever Toastmaster. To be very honest, I only know that there's something called Toastmasters, and that's all. And Shrishti is one of my very close friends. She's like, just come in. It's like, okay. And I think I had a lot of fun. In terms of feedback, it would be too soon, I'll be very honest. But one thing something that I just felt is I think the structure I really loved, but sometimes it felt a little too serious for someone who just started. I don't know if that's how Toastmasters are. But yeah, I think that's one of the feedback or probably something that I noticed. But yeah, I think it was really nice in terms of how things, how people, and it's kind of very easy for someone who comes in new to really open up. So I think, yeah, really great for that. I think I did feel comfortable. So thank you so much.
Did you say, thank you. Did you say serious, right? You said serious. How serious it was?
Yeah, a little more.
Oh, don't worry. Trust me, it might be serious today. I mean, I bring up very boring and intellectual topics, but there are various Toastmasters who bring up very fun, like very quirky topics. So it's just your first meeting. I request you to attend more, and I'm sure there'll be much more interesting things. I mean, there are few boring people like me who bring up these intellectual.
No, I don't think it was so much to do with that. I think it was not so much to a topic, but probably because it felt I never assumed there would be a meeting where there would be structure in terms of, oh, there's an evaluator and there would be someone who would be taking a note, like there would be a person who would be noting down the hours and the timers. So that was interesting in a way. That is why it felt a little too structured, but I think it was helpful when I saw it in the end. So yeah, I would say.
Thank you. I'd say there's a lot of fun part, but I agree to your point. All the structure that you talk about is done so that we all could improve. Because in any which form we have to improve, there has to be a discipline and there has to be a disciplined feedback as well. And there has to be a structure and organization for it, which is why we have specific evaluators and specific timers to make sure that there's an accountability to move forward. That is why we have all this. This ample amount of fun as well. Just sit tight and attend few more meetings and you will have a different perspective.
Thank you so much.
Excuse me, can I say something?
Thank you. Yeah, Madhav, you have something to say?
It seems that you have taken this too hard, man. I was just making a general statement. I wasn't targeting you. You choose awesome topics, okay? So don't take it to the heart, okay? I was just making a general statement, man. You just gave me a topic. I just spoke.
Nominating Madhav for table topics for next
sure.
week.
Yes,
With fun
definitely.
topics only.
Yeah, I will bring fun topics only. You just don't get distracted or something like that.
Now we just
Yeah.
need someone to take up TMOD with like, I don't know, comedy or like
Or
jokes.
maybe puzzles.
Yeah, one time Madhav Upadhyay had taken riddles
Puzzles.
only as TMOD. I think that'll be
Right.
interesting. Let's do that. Let's do a very
You are VP Education, Utkarsh. I just it's just a suggestion that please in a month we have 3 serious topics. One meeting we can have general awesome jokes or something like that. Mood lighting topics.
Point totally noted, and you can take the lead for that.
Yeah, sure.
Perfect. All right, let's not get distracted. Can we have a feedback from another guest, Aditya? Aditya, are you there?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah. Can you introduce yourself a little bit and tell us how do you felt the meeting?
Yeah, I'm from Madhapur Toastmaster Club. So I've been part of a few meetings earlier as well in my home club and a couple of other clubs. One thing I definitely like about this club is that this is still online, which is convenient to join. But on the other side, right? By the way, I have to thank Madhav for making me look at my date of birth again and feel how old I am compared to him. So
looks like I have to apologize to all of you once again.
No, you don't have to. You don't have to. So young should be pushing the old and old should be fighting back. So that's the law of nature. On a serious note, that's a law of nature. On a lighter note also, that is the same law of nature. Having said that, I think being online is one convenience. And second thing is people here are a little more collared down. What I mean by that is a little more fun with learning or learning with fun, whatever it is. It was nice to see Anand being handled by his boss or manhandled by his boss. And he's paying bribe and all to his boss at home. So it's very nice to see. That's a collared down version, which I feel is serious enough, but again, not too serious that it becomes a competition. Thank you.
Thank you, Aditya.
Hey, sorry, just shout out to Diana for this thing. I don't think she's put disability. I don't think it is. It is that we are privileged. That's the only thing. And grammarian, I must give it to you. It was awesome grammarian role that are there, right? Yeah, thank you.
I totally second that. I mean, Diana has been a member of Turning Point Toastmasters for so long, and she's always been very dedicated to this club. And we are all proud that she's a member. All right. Thank you.
Results
Next
now.
up.
Results.
Yes. Let's come to results. Beginning with the best role player. No surprises here. We have Toastmaster of the evening, Anand. Can we have a huge round of applause? This was a very humongous victory. Next up is best prepared speaker. Oh, sorry. We only have one speaker. So Vipul, you get the title. Coming to best table topic speaker, this was one of the most contested fight that we had, but by a whisker of margin, it is Toastmaster Ankit. Can we have a huge round of applause for Ankit? I think this is his first victory as a table topic speaker. Next up, best auxiliary role player. No surprises here again. Shrishti, of course, with a huge margin. And of course, we just have one speech evaluator, which was Ankit. So that is all for the polls. I'm going to get a request, Anand, to stop the recording, live recording.